Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Let's talk about VR&E. Veterans Readiness and Employment is a fantastic program that does two really big things for you. One, it throws extra money in your pocket, which is a great thing, especially given today's economic and inflationary woes, right? That's important. So while you have that going, you also, the second thing, well, really it's kind of the first thing, but whatever. It helps bridge that gap between an unsuccessful career for you or the lack of a career and a career, a good, successful career, putting more money, again, in your pocket. Now, here's the thing, though. You need to be mindful because you need to work with your counselor in that VR&E program to make sure that you get in the right track. There's different tracks. I believe there's 5. 3 of them are self-employment, right? So you can work on a track to become self-employed. If that's your gig, then that's what you need to do. You need to make sure that you're working with them toward that goal. The second would be higher level education. Maybe you need to knock out a bachelor's or a master's degree so you can weave into the higher echelons in management at whatever company or companies out there, right? The third is some of these fast track programs that are really focused in on a niche, right? A great example here would be Automotive Dealership Institute. Automotive Dealer Institute is a 4-week program to become a finance manager for the auto dealerships out there. Now, it's not just auto dealerships. It would be like, motorcycles, tractors, RVs, whatever. So if you're into that world and you're into finance, that would be a quick way to bridge that gap. 4-week course, really. And then they also help with job placement. Now, these are great careers because they pay over $100,000 a year primarily. So you would want to look into it if that's what you're into. The bottom line is you need to work with your counselor and really make sure that you're going down the right track or path. Whether, again, it's self-employment because you want to be a landscaper, or 2, you want to try to knock out that master's degree so you can become, upper-level management somewhere, or whatever the case is, or one of these fast-track programs that drop you right into the career field that you want. I'm going to tell you this. I went through the program, VR&E, and it was not easy to get accepted in. For me, for some people, first go, no problem. For me, the first time I applied, I was denied. Second time, I was denied. Third time, I was accepted. And they put me through for a bachelor's degree to wrap up my bachelor's degree. And I was working at the time. So I was working and they still put me in the program. Now, I put kind of some weight on the fact that I was working a contract job and there was no guarantee that my contract would be renewed because it was an annual contract, and therefore I needed to be prepared. Swim upstream, fix the problem before it is a problem. So that was my kind of message when I was going through the program. You really need to kind of have a situation in which you're not really holding steady jobs or you're not currently working. Those are the easier paths, but even if you are working, I would still try. The answer is always no if you don't ask. So I'm going to jump into a little bit about the Veterans Readiness and Employment aspects here from the VA's website directly, and give you some stipend numbers as well to let you know how much the VA is willing to pay you while you're in the program. So eligibility for Veterans Readiness and Employment. I'm going to just kind of read through this, give you my 2 cents. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that. I really appreciate it. All right, let's jump back into it here. Learn about eligibility requirements for Veterans Readiness and Employment, formerly called the Vocational Rehabilitation and Employment. So it says here, if you're a veteran, am I eligible to receive Veterans and Readiness Employment benefits? So let's find out. All of these must be true. There's 2 of them. You did not receive a dishonorable discharge, and you have a service-connected disability rating of at least 10%. So you need to have a disability rating. Now, here's the key. Look, there's more veterans out there that are not service-connected than are service-connected. So if you are not service-connected for any conditions, then you need to do that. File a claim and get service-connected. You're more than likely going to have something that you can reach back into and get service connected at a 10% rating. So research that, look into that. This isn't that video, so I'm not going to dive deep on filing a claim, but just because you're not currently rated with the VA doesn't mean don't go down this path so you can get Veterans Readiness and Employment, because it's a fantastic program. All right, so it says here, if you were discharged from active duty before January 1st, 2013, your basic period of eligibility ends 12 years from one of these dates, whichever comes later. Okay, so if you were discharged from active duty before January 2013, the date you received notice of your date of separation from active duty, or the date you received your first VA service-connected disability rating. For most people, it's going to be that second bullet. Your eligibility for Veterans Readiness and Employment ends 12 years from the date you received your first VA service-connected disability rating. Okay, important to know. So yes, VR&E eligibility expires. All right, so if you were discharged from active duty on or after January 1st, 2013, the 12-year basic period of eligibility doesn't apply to you. There's no time limit for your eligibility. Very important to know that distinction. So my active duty, for example, was prior to 2013, although I served National Guard after the fact, after the 2013, but I other than active duty for training, I didn't go anywhere. So, all right, moving on. If I'm still on active duty, am I eligible for VR&E? So one of these must be true. If you have 20% or higher pre-discharge disability rating, memorandum rating, and will soon leave the military, that's one way. The other way is you're waiting to be discharged because of a severe illness or injury that occurred while you were on active duty. So that would be the other way. Now, let's talk about what the stipend looks like. So if you go to an institutional higher level, of education, full-time, with no dependents, you're looking at $768 per month. If you have one dependent, you're looking at $953 per month. If you have two dependents, let's say a spouse and a child, you're looking at $1,123 per month. But wait, there's more. If you have any amount of post 9/11 GI Bill remaining in your bank, your post 9/11 GI Bill bank, then what will happen will be the VA will pay you out they'll mirror the Chapter 31 subsistence allowance at up to $3,251 per month. So here's the scenario. Veteran A has no post 9/11 GI Bill remaining, or they never had post 9/11 GI Bill at all, ever, anyway. So they just have none. And they go through for Chapter 31, they go through for VR&E. They go through for VR&E, Veteran A goes through for VR&E, and they have, a spouse and a dependent, right? They get $1,123 per month. Veteran B used up all of the post 9/11 GI Bill except for 1 month's worth. And the VR&E counselor decided that, yep, we need to put you through for a master's degree. And so you're going to spend 2 years pursuing your master's degree. We'll just say it's a 2-year program. I know that a lot of them you can knock out faster than that, but we'll just say it's 2 years. So 2-year program, and let's say it's in a high cost of living area, Bay Area, California, and you're going to school there. So then, because you have that 1 month remaining of post 9/11 GI Bill, the VR&E program coordinator people, are going to mirror that allowance and pay that to you up to $3,251 per month. So because there are some areas that will actually pay out in the 4,000s as far as that benefit's concerned on the post 9/11. But if you're going through VR&E, they have it capped at $3,251. So in this scenario, veteran B would get $3,251 per month for the 2 years that they're in that program. So very, very important information. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.